Hey everybody, it's Adrian here. I'm creating this video just to explain to the community how to use the new GraphQL API filters. So if you have an application on Booster 0.16 or above, or you just upgrade your previous Booster application, you will be able to use these filters. So let's check them out. This is a GraphQL endpoint from an application that I have already deployed in AWS. When checking the schema of your application, you will notice that you have queries, mutation, and subscriptions. Let's go into the queries. We have the card read model in singular and the card read models in plural. What's the difference here? Okay, the main difference is that with the singular one, you just have one property to filter for. Yeah, so this endpoint, this type just retrieves one specific read model. Okay, and card read models returns a list of read models that matches the filters that you are setting. So let's use first, as you can see here, in using a query of card read models. If we go here, we can even take more properties, like for example, let's take card items IDs. Yeah, I have auto-completion here that really handy. Well, I don't know, let's take payment as well. Yeah. And payment, as you can see here, is a custom type payment property filter. It's not a number, it's not a string, it's a custom type. So for custom types, we have to specify the properties, that we want to query. In this case, let's use the formatting here. Let's take just the ID and the card ID. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Cool. So yeah, as you can see here, this is a list of card read models. Have one here, another one here, etc. So let's see the difference now with the singular version of this read model. Let's take, for example, I don't know, there was one, yeah, this one. Let's take the checked card. Okay, if I change to the singular read model, it's gonna ask for the ID property. Why is that? It's because we can't return a list here. We will always return a specific read model that we must specify by ID. So let's open here the filter that it will just ask for ID, that in this case is a string. Yeah. And as you can see, we are just getting one card read model that is the checked card. And you might be wondering, so when I want to get just one read model, should I always use the singular version? No, that's not the case, because using the plural one, you can also query by ID. It's not the same format, though, because you have to specify that you will be using a filter and then use the filter objects inside. For example, in this case, we can filter by ID or by any property that you can see here. We have also the filter combinators, like AND or. Okay, so let's do the same filter that we were doing in the singular read model. Okay, oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it's not just a string. We have to specify what a string filter we want to use, because yes, their plural version allow us to use the complex filters with many properties. For example, equal, not equal, less than or equal, etc. Let's go with the equal. So we will use the same filter as the other one. Yeah. As you can see, we are getting the same read model. The difference is that now it's packed in an array, because it can be a list of n elements. Okay, so let's go with another filter. Like, okay, I now want all the read models that are not the checked car. So yeah, as you can see, I'm getting now a list with all the read model except that one. That's cool, right? Okay, so there are many filters that we can use, many filters combinators. But there are some things that we have to take into account first. One of them is that in AWS, just in queries, not in subscriptions, that subscription works with the same filters, we can't filter by a specific property that's inside a property that is a list. Okay, that sounds confusing, but let's check it out. Okay, imagine this one. This won't work due to that limitation. So how can we perform these queries? Okay, there are two different workarounds. The first one is that if we know all the properties and values of the object that we want to filter, that object that is inside that list of objects, then we can pack them on the includes. You see? So why is this working? Because I'm not filtering by a specific property of this object. I'm using the whole object as a value to filter on the includes. And you might think, okay, yeah, that's okay if it's a short object, or if I know all the properties of the object, but what if I don't? So the other workaround is that we can, let's just move this filter and see the list again. So I have this list of cart items, yeah, and every cart item has product ID and quantity. So I have created cart item IDs, that is the list of the IDs of every cart item. For example, this is the first one, 415, 415. Okay, that probably now you understand it better. So why I did that? Because now I will be able to use these includes over here. Just grab this one. Okay, let's go with cart items IDs includes, oops, sorry, this. Yeah. Why is this working? Because now the value that I'm passing to the filter is not the object, the whole object itself. It's just the string that is inside that array. So that's another workaround that I find myself more useful when working with these kind of queries. Let me tell you again that this limitation is just on the queries, on the subscriptions, because they work different under the hood. You can filter by a specific property and you don't have to create anything of this. So that's just a query inconvenient due to the DynamoDB limitations. But don't worry about that, we are working on it. Yeah, that's pretty much everything, guys. I hope you like it. Let's just create a final filter so you can see how to use the filter combinators. So let's go. Let's get now first all the card read models which ID start with 0. Let's just get the IDs so you can see it better. Yeah, we have 2. But what about if we want now all of the card read models which ID start with 0 but also end with an F? If we want to do that, no, sorry, that contains, for example, yeah, we can do that, 61F. Can we do that? Yeah. This is one way of doing it without using filter combinators, but there is another way using filter combinators that you might find useful for another use cases. So instead of just getting first the ID, you can see on every read model that you have the AND, the NOT, and the OR. So let's go with the AND. Okay, and is a list of filters. That's why it's called filter combinator. So refilter will be an object where we specify the property we want to filter for. That's it. And we can do whatever we want here, any combination without thinking much into it. 61F. Same result. We can also, instead of using an AND, can use an OR. Yeah, we will have another result. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that this video helps you understand how to use these filters in your Booster applications. So, bye bye.